Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have a doozy for you. I'm gonna have a look at Stay 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 by Taylor Swift, and I'm gonna have a look at remaking it and making it into a better song. So Taylor Swift is one of my favorite artists. I would say her discography is A+ tier, maybe S. And I don't think there's a lot of artists that can compare with Taylor. However, there are some songs that I think are alright, I still respect. There are some songs that I'm not a huge fan of. And then there's Stay Stay Stay, which I think is her worst song, musically, lyrically, pretty much everythingly. So yeah, I'm gonna have a look today at trying to make Stay 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 into a better song. Now, if you know anything about the song, it features this basic ass royalty-free ukulele beat. So we're gonna scrap that. And I've just isolated Taylor's vocals and we're gonna work from scratch. So without further ado, let's jump in and I'll show you guys what I've done. Right, so for the intro, I've added this ukulele strumming from the beginning, just kept the original. I've just reverbed it a lot so that it sounds spaced out. What I've done as well is I've gotten two different syllables here. The first one is this. Right, and I've reversed it. Then this one as well. So together, they're gonna sound something like this. Okay, so next is the melody, which I've played on, I'll show you in a second. Right, for the melody, all I've done is I got a glass piano from Labs, from Spitfire Audio. This is the GOAT free plugin. Get it ASAP if you don't have it. And then this is just a preset from Serum. It sounds something like this on its own. And with the piano, adds a bit of body. I've added a reverse swoosh here just to bring us into the verse. Everything swells in and then it just drops at the verse. It's a cool effect, I'll show in a second. Finally, for the intro, I found this YouTuber through my girlfriend, Ali Sheehan. She is, I think, a Taylor Swift YouTuber, or I'm not very familiar with her content, but she does a lot of Taylor Swift stuff. So I grabbed a soundbite from her. I hope she's fine with that. And it sounds something like this. I think it's a perfect description of Stay, Stay, Stay.
Stay, stay, stay. It does give me Target commercial vibes.
Oakley dokley. So this is how the intro is going to sound like.
Stay, stay, stay. It does give me Target commercial vibes.
Right, for the verse, I got Taylor Swift's vocal, isolated vocal using LALA.ai. This website to isolate vocals, very useful. With that, I started building a drum beat. We have quite a lot of drums here. I started with this kick and I layered it as well. Right, simple pattern. Right after that, I added some snares. With the roll snare, and the main snare is gonna sound something like this. Cool. And then I added some extra snares later. I'll show you in a bit. The hi-hat is a very simple pattern. It's gonna sound like this with the hi-hat. So the kicks, I also layered with an 808. It's gonna sound something like this. Right, that's sounding great so far. What I'm gonna add here is a bass one shot and a whomp. Both are from the Cashmere pack. Again, one of the best sample packs of all time. Absolutely useful for everything, any genre. So yeah, it's gonna sound something like this. Another thing here, it's kind of like a fill element, but it adds a lot, is these hi-hats. So with just the snare and the kick, it's gonna sound like this. And then I got this fill from a 1000 gex sample pack. It sounds like this. And then I added this snare. So it sounds really good as a fill here. Another element I have here is an ARP from Serum, and both instances here are holding the same note, is just a different length so that it gives it a bit of a different feel. First one is like this. Then the second one is this ARP. You can copy the settings now, is from the Cymatics Helix pack, I think. I added some chords here. They sound like this. Right, nothing major, it's just kind of supporting the verse here. First patch is Serum, so it sounds like this. I think it's just a marimba or something. It's like a reggae organ, all right. The second patch is a brass from the Trap and Pop preset back from Serum, and sounds something like this. It sounds a bit glitchy, but in the context of the song, it adds a bit of texture, and I like that. So I think that does it for the melodic bits in the first part of the verse. And then the second part, we have this lead that sounds something like this. Right, that pattern really complements the 808 and the bass pattern, so I'm gonna play it like that. Here, in the second part of the verse, I have also added an additional kick, an additional snare, to add a bit more variety in the drums, and also it sounds more powerful actually. I'm gonna play 4 bars from the first verse, and then I'll show you how it flows into the second verse and how the drums there kick in and it sounds even more powerful. So this is how it's gonna sound like. Okay, now this is how the verse is gonna sound like.
I'm pretty sure we almost broke up last night. I threw my phone across the room at you. I was expecting some dramatic turn away, but you stayed. This morning I said we should talk about it, 'cause I read you should never leave a fight unresolved. That's when you came in wearing a football helmet. Said, okay, let's talk.
Right, so here in the pre-chorus, the original Stay 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 doesn't have a pre-chorus here. I just created it from a part of the second verse, and now it kind of gives it a bit more energy going into the chorus. So here I've kept it pretty simple. The main patch I created myself in Serum, and it sounds something like this. So for the chords, it is pretty much the same chords. However, I spaced them out a bit more. I think it's halftime. And also I added some sus notes. So it ends on a G major, but I also added an E here and the higher octave B, and that kind of helps build some tension. And I think that's a great trick. So for the preset itself, I made it with Serum using these settings. Feel free to copy. I added some hyper dimension, some distortion, and some flanger. I just added some reverb to it, and that's it. I layered it here with another patch. I think it's from Serum. Surprise, surprise. And this time it's gonna sound like this. Okay, so these are spaced out chords. They kind of just give an accent when needed, and they don't take up a lot of space. So here I've balanced the melody. I've added some delay and some reverb straight onto the bus. I haven't busted. So the melody is gonna sound something like this. Okay, so here, to build up to the chorus, I have added this drum buildup. I think it's a snare buildup. What I've done is I have automated some reverb. So it starts with 100% reverb and goes down to 0 in the last bar here. And I've also automated the volume a bit. So it's gonna sound something like this. Some other effects I've added, these whooshy sounds, and another whooshy sound. This is just an impact snare. Okay, this is how the pre-chorus is gonna sound like.
Took the time to memorize me, my fears, my hopes and dreams. I just like hanging out with you all the time. All those times that you didn't leave, it's been occurring to me. I'd like to hang out with you for my whole life. And I said,
Time for the chorus. Here, the first thing I wanted is the melody. So it's very simple, but I added another layer here, and this is this bell that I got from Charlie XCX back. And it sounds something like this. I'm just gonna solo it. Along with everything else, it's gonna sound like this. Just adds a bit of high-end shine. And yeah, so that's it for the melody. And we have the bass. The bass changes a bit here, so it's gonna sound like this. I've added another layer here. So this layer is just a sawtooth and doing a bit of vibes, a bit of smooth gliding touches here. And yeah, that's pretty much all it does. It's gonna also add some texture to the bass. I've kept the ARP from the verse, so it's gonna sound like this. I've added the spaced out chords here, which are also very important to give some accents. So it's gonna sound like this. And I think that pretty much does it for the melodic elements. I've added some whooshy sounds here, and another whooshy sound, and another whooshy sound, and another whooshy sound. And here, going to the second part of the chorus, another whooshy sound, and another whooshy sound here. Oh no, it's a whooshy sound. And then a fill here from the owner pack. It is a longer sample, but I just cut this bit. For the drums, I've altered the pattern a bit, but I'm using the same sounds. So it's gonna sound something like this. Right, so I've also added, the hi-hat is the same, I think. But I've just added some rolls here. And I think that about does it for the drums. Finally, here in the second part, I have added this lead sound. So last thing for the chorus is the vocals. Unlike the previous two sections, I have actually edited the vocals here, and I've run them through Hyperpop. And I think I'm using the preset Motion Rhythmer 3. I've just turned up the cutoff because it was muffling the sound too much. Okay, and now I'm just gonna play so you guys can hear. I'm just gonna play with some drums and the melody so the video doesn't get flagged instantly. But yeah. So yeah, it adds a bit of variety to the vocals, a bit of edge. And to end the song, I wanted to make another outro here, but I scrapped that idea and I just left this iconic quote that I found from an interview about Taylor Swift doing chores. So enjoy.
Vacuums like are kind of scary.
Yep, I agree. Right, I think that pretty much does it for the video. I'm gonna leave the song playing till the end so you guys can hear the full result. And yeah, let me know if you guys like this type of content, and if you want me to do more Taylor Swift related things, I really don't mind. She's one of my favorite artists, as I mentioned, and I can go through pretty much any song through her catalog. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
It does give me Target commercial vibes.
I'm pretty sure we almost broke up last night. I threw my phone across the room at you. I was expecting some dramatic turn away, but you stayed. This morning I said we should talk about it, 'cause I read you should never leave a fight unresolved. That's when you came in wearing a football helmet. Said, okay, let's talk. You took the time to memorize me, my fears, my hopes and dreams. I just like hanging out with you all the time. All those times that you didn't leave, it's been occurring to me. I'd like to hang out with you for my whole life. And I said, stay, stay, stay. I've been loving you for quite some time. You think that it's funny when I'm mad, but I think that it's best if we both stay. Stay, 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 stay. I've been loving you for quite some time. You think that it's funny when I'm mad, but I think that it's best if we both stay.
Vacuums like are kind of scary.